In this installment, we'll be breaking down the 7-game slate for Tuesday, February 15th on DraftKings, giving you the top plays at each position. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your 7-game slate on DraftKings and Fanduel. I'll be giving you my favorite plays and the price discrepancies on both of these sites. Before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJetsD. All right, and if you are a viewer and not a subscriber, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Currently at, was it 760? The goal is 1K. 1K will be the giveaway. 1,000 subscriber will be receiving cold hard cash. All right, now let's deep dive into this slate. Starting off with the point guard position, and we are going to talk about this little injury situation between Ja Morant here. We're going to go to Memphis, and we're going to figure this out. Because if Ja Morant is out, then we're going to be able to save some salary and go to DeAnthony Melton, who is the backup point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. If he's in, then I do like Ja Morant in an up-tempo game. Despite the fact, yes, it's $9,500 salary, Ja Morant is playing great basketball right now in the game environment against the Pelicans. This should be a very highly contested and competitive basketball game. Hold on. Oh, woo! Almost had to sneeze. That really almost got me. Now, Ja Morant, if he is not playing, then we will be saving salary and going all the way to DeAnthony Melton. He has dual eligibility at point guard and shooting guard, 4,800. He will be stepping in place, getting some big minutes here, and he's been very well with minimal minutes in a lot of these games, okay? 22 minutes against Orlando, 37 fantasy points, a double-double in that game. He had 23 minutes, got 29 fantasy points in that game. 16 minutes against Charlotte, 26 fantasy points. He's really a point per monster, fantasy point per monster in these games. Very, very impressive from him. So 4,800 if Ja Morant is out. If he's in, then we'll go to Ja Morant. Let's go to the shooting guard position. And unfortunate for Clippers fans, they lost someone that they just traded for in Norman Powell on the Clippers. So someone's gonna have to step up in his absence, and that will be Terrence Mann. He has dual eligibility at shooting guard and small forward as well. He came on strong last year in some key games, coming off the bench, playing great minutes. Terrence Mann, again, is going to be in the same situation where he's going to need to step up. 4,600. I got a lot of nice value pieces for your lineup builds on Tuesday. He's been very well against Dallas. 21 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 9 rebounds, 37 fantasy points, and that was at 3,900 salary. Then in the first game of that home and home situation there against Dallas, it was 13 points, 2 steals, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds, 28 fantasy points. He was a little more expensive there. They boosted his price up to 4,600. He's going to be getting well over 30 minutes because of the absence of Norman Powell. I love Terrence Mann. All right. Next, at small forward, we're gonna, key in on Charlotte. You can pick and choose one of these two guys here, but I like both of them in their scenario. Going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, these are the type of games you really want to key in on with up-tempo, back-and-forth type of ability in this one. And I'm looking at Miles Bridges at 7,600. And I'm also looking at Kelly Oubre. Both of these guys are going to be huge keys to this offense to compete and keep pace with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Obviously, with Cat, Edwards, D'Angelo Russell. They got a ton of guys. Very nice, youthful team over there. Miles Bridges is coming in and having a renaissance season this year. 7,600 is currently his salary, so they lowered his price from 8,100, which was a previous game before. He's been at around that 8,000 range all season long, so you're gonna have a nice little price little savings right here at 7,600. He's been coming through, putting up big numbers, getting assists, rebounds, knocking down the three ball. He's usually averaging around 20 points a game, around 7 rebounds a game, and 3 assists. Definitely someone we can look at in a game that could even reach to overtime. Now, I expect this to be a wild and high scoring affair. Love Miles Bridges, and I also love Kelly Oubre. He's coming off the bench, providing some offensive power for this team in the Charlotte Hornets. They have a ton of offensive weapons, and if everything goes well, then you could see a game similar to that Detroit game where it's 141, 119. They're usually in the high teens, and that means a lot of guys are putting the ball in the basket. Kelly Oubre at 5,900 is a go for me. Let's move over to the power forward position. We're going to stay in this game, and one of the weaknesses to Charlotte is going to be down low, and that's power forward and the center position. I think we can get some salary saver here in Jared Vanderbilt. He's been really good in certain situations, especially rebounding. 11 rebounds against Sacramento. In both of those games that it was a back-to-back against the Kings, he has the ability to get rebounds. He averages 7 points and 8.8 rebounds a game. So this is a perfect environment going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who struggle against opposing power forwards and centers, especially on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive rebounding. So that's a plus for Jared Vanderbilt, and that's a plus for Karl-Anthony Towns too. So at 4,700, someone that's going to give me a probably 10 to 11 rebounds, and we just need him to chip in on some points and maybe a block and a steal here or there. Definitely worth a shot at 4,700. I like Jared Vanderbilt. Let's move over to the center position, and we'll be going to Steven Adams. This helps, especially if John Morant is going to be out. They're going to be other guys are going to need to step up. Steven Adams would be a guy that would be able to step up. And look at these last two games in only 16 minutes. This is what I'm talking about. The Charlotte Hornets struggle against centers, especially centers that can really, really crash the boards and dominate. And that's Steven Adams. He had a double-double in 16 minutes, 3 blocks and 4 assists. He unfortunately fouled out. He could have had an absolutely monstrous game. In 16 minutes, he got 42 fantasy points. The game before that against Detroit, another double-double, 16, 14, 5, 1. He got a little more minutes there. His normal amount around 26. Don't really see 30 from him, but this is definitely a game environment where he can take full advantage of. 5,800 is his salary, and I'm going to be willing to pay that price in this game going up against the New Orleans Pelicans. All right, let's move on to our value plays, and I have a couple for you. We're gonna go to Atlanta. And Atlanta has a couple guys here with John Collins going to be out for a week or two, going through the All-Star break where he's going to be injured. There's going to need to be other guys that's going to step up. Number one at 4,600 will be DeAndre Hunter, a starter. He can play on multiple positions. He has nice length, good on the defensive side of the ball, and can shoot. DeAndre Hunter at 4,600. Love him at his price. He's had some great games, especially last season, coming back from his injury this year. He's usually around that 30 fantasy point range. That's what he was doing on a consistent basis last year. Now getting more acclimated. His price is too cheap. He should be more around that 6K range, and you're getting him at 4,600. Another person that we like on this Atlanta Hawks team will be Danilo Gallinari. Like I said, John Collins is out. There's going to need to be wings that's going to step up, and he's one of them. Struggled in his first game against Boston, 2 of 8 shooting. I think he bounces back from that. Only 5 points in that game. I definitely see him something similar to towards that Spurs game where 16-9 could get a double-double. We like him shooting the 3 ball, so hopefully 20 real points is going to be on the menu as well. I love Danilo Gallinari at 4,500. All right, and I have some more value plays for you. We're going to go over to Indiana. Since they made that trade, there's a lot of holes on that team. And number one hole will be Oshae Brissett. He stepped in with no Miles Turner, no Domantas Sabonis, playing alongside Giga Batadze, who's not getting a lot of minutes, but this is the main guy here in back-to-back games. Well over 35 minutes, Oshae Brissett has come through with 2 double-doubles. 42 fantasy points against Cleveland, 47 fantasy points against Minnesota. Can knock down the 3 ball, can rebound, can shoot. Got blocks, 2 blocks in both of those games. Assisting, definitely someone with high upside at 5,400. That price is still too cheap. All right. Another person that they did pick up to help them with their lack of bigs will be Jalen Smith from Phoenix Suns. He's come over to the Indiana Pacers, and at 3,900, he's been getting more and more minutes. 21 minutes in one of his first games with the Indiana Pacers. 12, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 rebounds. Then against Minnesota, he really got himself going with a double-double, 17 points, 12 rebounds, and a block. Jalen Smith, definitely one of the sneakier options as a punt play for Tuesday. All right. And then last but not least, our lock of the night will be Lamelo Ball. Okay. Lamelo Ball against Minnesota. I really like all the guys in this matchup here. And I want the facilitator on in this game. So you can go D'Angelo Russell, but I think Lamelo Ball has big upside. In the previous matchup against Minnesota, 29 minutes, got you a double-double, 10 points, 13 assists, and 6 rebounds. We need a little more scoring from him, and he could really have one of those big 50 bombs, maybe high 40s, but definitely has huge upside if he shot that ball just a little bit better. So LaMelo Ball at 9,100 will be the lock for Tuesday. All right. Now we're going over to FanDuel, and let's look at some of these differences in prices. I just spoke about LaMelo Ball at 9,100 on DraftKings. He is $400 cheaper on FanDuel. Definitely a bright spot on FanDuel, a lock-in person that we're going to look at. Love LaMelo Ball even more on FanDuel. Terrence Mann is at 6,000. The price discrepancy on the sites are huge. You got to take advantage of it on DraftKings. 4,600 for Terrence Mann compared to FanDuel at 6,000. All right, that's a steal. Oshae Brissett is another steal, 6,800. The DraftKings has not caught up yet, and Oshae Brissett is $1,400 cheaper on DraftKings. And the same goes for Jalen Smith at 5,700. You're getting Jalen Smith at 3,900 on DraftKings. Absolutely wild. Definitely someone you can lock in on DraftKings. You're going to have to make a decision on FanDuel because that is a much higher price, okay? A much higher price. So those will be our plays for Tuesday. Yet again, let's run through those guys. We got John Morant and or DeAnthony Melton, depending on injury news. We got Terrence Mann. We got Miles Bridges, Kelly Oubre, Jared Vanderbilt, Steven Adams. We have Hunter and Gallinari on the Hawks. And then we got Oshae Brissett and Jalen Smith on the Indianapolis Pacers. The lock of the night will be LaMelo Ball, and those are our top plays. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And also, I'll see you very soon. Peace out, guys.